Olivia Hollaus for Boca magazine, and it is such a treat to chat with our two special guests today. We are joined by Dr. Estelamari Rodriguez, who is the Associate Director of Community Outreach and member of the Lung Cancer Site Disease Group of the NCI designated Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine. And that is quite a mouthful. And she's a board certified doctor in medical oncology and hematology and the co-chair of ResearchHERS Southeast Florida. And we have the lovely Zoe Lanham, vice president of the Addison ResearchHERS Ambassador and the founder of the Pink Fight Club. It is so great to see the two of you.
Thank you for inviting us and doing this to spread the message.
Absolutely. And it is such a treat because we got to see each other on Tuesday for what was truly a magical evening at the Addison. Zoe, you and your team did a spectacular job on creating truly a very memorable evening to raise funds for this special campaign that we will be talking about. So Dr. Rodriguez, first things first, tell us more about ResearchHERS. And I do emphasize the latter part of the word. Please share more about that.
So ResearchHERS is a very special initiative to raise money to support research that is led by women. And it's important to do that because we have seen that during COVID and before COVID, a lot of women participate in healthcare and have careers in academic medicine, but they don't get the same amount of funding in terms of NCI. They don't get the same amount of recognition in leadership positions. So this initiative is really a movement where women are supporting women in their careers and hopefully changing the face of medicine and really supporting really exciting research in cancer.
Right. And why is it such an important initiative? I mean, more than ever.
I think more than ever, we have seen that consistently the amount of patients that are dying from cancer in general has gone down, and American Cancer Society has been part of that progress. But during COVID and before COVID, we have seen that screening rates have gone down and funding has gone down. So it is important now that we step up and support the initiative of the American Cancer Society to really support women, but also to support the cancer research enterprise, which we all rely on and will depend on going forward for many generations.
And Zoe, I've known you for a few years and you're fairly a private person. What has inspired you to share your personal journey as you're fighting your own cancer battle now?
Yeah, Olivia, you're right. I am a very private person. So my natural instinct when I was diagnosed with cancer was to keep it private. But the more I went through this journey, I realized that a cancer diagnosis is a trauma to many people. It isn't just a trauma to the patient, but their loved ones, their children, their colleagues. Everybody suffers at a specific level with a cancer diagnosis. So for me, the first point of launching the Pink Fight Club was a communication channel to share my journey with my family and friends. But then it became about awareness. For generations, women have marched in the Making Strides movement to take back their health and really fight for a cure. And I decided that through launching the Pink Fight Club, I had a beautiful platform with the Addison anyway. That's what we do. We host amazing events. We generate awareness for weddings every single day. And it just made sense for me to have this platform to share the journey. And it definitely meant something to me to try and help other people. I think it's a lonely time. And I have so many resources at my fingertips. And I thought, use those resources, help people, help my friends and family have this trauma alongside me in a positive manner. And you all the time raising awareness, which is absolutely critical.
Yeah. I have to jump in and say that Zoe is so humble because I have, worked in the field of oncology for a long time, and there are very few people who can think outside themselves when they're going through a diagnosis of cancer, especially in the middle of chemotherapy and radiation. Most people just barely get organized enough to make it to the treatment center. And during COVID, when people have been isolated from their families have been isolated from the hospitals, that you can't go in with loved ones, it's been very difficult. And I think that Zoe is very humble to say that this was so it makes it sound easy, but it's not. I mean, we know that it takes a big toll to do the treatment that you're doing. And it's really inspiring for me as a doctor and for all of us who are ambassadors this year that you have stepped up and done this right now when it's so hard for you. And we don't take that for granted. We don't take you for granted. And it's really inspiring.
Thank you, Dr. Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So very well said, Dr. Rodriguez. And you treat cancer patients every day. From your personal experience, how has research contributed to the advancement of cancer therapies? And can you share an actual example of that?
So, well, let's take, for example, breast cancer. Breast cancer is a cancer that for all stages does better than other cancers like lung cancer. And it has been because the research has moved the needle in terms of more effective treatments, better screening, but also picking treatments that are less toxic for patients so that patients can, go about their lives. But we're also all the time finding new things. So there's a treatment that, we have discussed with Zoe and other patients where we can make the hormonal treatments more effective by adding this class of drugs called cyclin D inhibitors that allows the hormonal therapy to work longer and better. And that is very innovative. Those are new. We thought that we have done everything that we could have done for hormone positive breast cancer, but there's more to be done. And most of the research gets developed in the metastatic setting, but it's exciting that it's quickly moving for patients that have early stage cancer so that we can get more and more closer to a cure.
Yeah, so cancer research is vital.
Critical.
And, Zoe, there are so many organizations out there that, are raising funds for cancer treatments, research, anything in that area. Why did you choose specifically the ResearchHERS campaign, which is through the American Cancer Society, as your cause?
Well, I mean, Dr. Rodriguez spoke about the effects of the treatments available right now. Chemo is, it's a necessary evil, but it is toxic and it really is very damaging. The reality is, though, that ResearchHERS, I'm a strong believer in women and the power of women. And when women unite behind a force greater than themselves, magic happens. And I said this the other night. ResearchHERS, so women are under represented in the medical field, and there's no question about that. ResearchHERS funds them, and they're so committed to finding cures for cancer because, it's a terrible disease. And ResearchHERS is so great on so many levels because it is empowering women, but it's women uniting behind a common force. For not just breast cancer, because yes, I have breast cancer, but my family and friends are touched in every avenue, whether it be lung, brain, leukemia, it doesn't matter. So cures for cancer are critical no matter what the cancer. So that was why I chose not breast cancer, but ResearchHERS, because of the two main ingredients for me, woman and woman empowerment, and a cure for, universal cancer globally.
Yeah, and I am a fellow ambassador, and that's totally resonated with me. We really came together, women supporting women, and when we do that, the stars align, right? Which
Absolutely.
was a fundraiser on Tuesday. And this question is for both of you. So, Dr. Rodriguez, what is the long-term vision do you hope the ResearchHERS campaign will have in fighting this disease? That really affects everyone in one way or another.
So I really think that this whole movement of women getting together and raising money and supporting the careers of women who are concentrating in cancer research, we'll be seeing the effects of that for a long time. And mainly we'll be helping the pipeline. We know that about half of more than the medical school classes have women, but not all of them get to leadership positions. Not all of them get to be chairs of departments and really change medicine. So this is really targeting that. Like, how do we move careers forward? And also what has been very inspiring is that we have ambassadors that are as young as high school students and patients and people who are patients and ambassadors who are just caregivers. So there's a whole community of people that are coming around this idea that we need to change the face of medicine. We need to support women and we need to invest in research. So I think that we will see the effects of this investment for many years to come.
And Zoe, what is your vision? What do you hope to see this campaign be in the long?
Currently going through, I finished my 18 weeks of chemotherapy. I'm going through radiation. I'm never going to be free of cancer. And I don't know whether a cure is going to come in time for me. But when I was diagnosed, I said, I want to help people. So for me, my mission with supporting ResearchHERS and where I believe ResearchHERS will go is one of those doctors will find a cure for my children, my grandchildren, and there's going to be people 20, 30 years from now when I'm a 25-year survivor that are going to be benefiting from the funds that we raised to fund a doctor through ResearchHERS today. That's my mission.
Wow. Well, every time I speak with the two of you, I leave so incredibly inspired, honestly speechless. I mean, you're just two amazing women, and we really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. I mean, this really has been an incredible experience getting to know you, Zoe, even on a deeper level, and to meeting you, Dr. Rodriguez. And our Southeast Florida team of ambassadors is rocking it. We've raised over $105,000, and it's not over yet. So, Rodriguez, could you share with our viewers who would like to get involved, support, how can they do so?
So, so in the American Cancer Society website, you can search ResearchHERS Ambassadors by name and by area. So you'll be able to see a page, and each of us, the 17 ambassadors are in our program in our area, and they describe why they're involved, and they have their goals of fundraising. And you can see some people are ahead, some people are behind. So you can pick and especially if you know anyone in your area who's involved, please come out and support.
That's right. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time and everything that you're doing. Honestly, the two of you are truly amazing and inspiring. So thank you.
Thank you, Olivia.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thanks to our viewers for tuning in. We wish you a wonderful Thursday evening, and it's almost Friday, so have a great weekend. Until next time, bye.
Bye.